high school students from Ohio.
From Ohio.
Ohio,
Wow,
Columbus, Ohio, right?
Yeah.
And they're here learning culture, learning life. And here in California.
You a principal or what?
No, I'm retired. And I live in Orange.
Okay.
But I arrange for travel for groups.
Oh, good. That's good. Yeah.
So
Thank you very much for help. Yeah. This is very good for them. Interesting about my culture, everything.
Yes,
history.
because they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I discovered that in my visits to Vietnam.
You've been there before?
4 times in the last 12 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's that part?
We'll fly into Saigon.
Saigon.
And then to the south, in Vietnam and Tra Vinh.
Vietnam.
Vietnam and Tra Vinh.
Tra Vinh, yeah. The end of the river.
Yes,
of
the Mekong.
Mekong.
Yeah, that's where I work. And I brought groups twice to Tra Vinh, to the university. I bring teachers of English, to help the English teachers.
Yeah, because the Vietnam had a university there. So,
Right.
I will try to introduce you Mr. Long. Okay. He'll help me help us. He's very good. He can translate the first thing I think the better way we go over there to there. He's reading about history first, and then it's easy for us when they're asking you to know what is going on. So, group, my name is Lop. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. All of you, yeah. Very beautiful young lady here.
Nice to meet you.
You guys are from Florida? The first thing I would like to introduce to you is the statue first, and then over there in the side they have all the history of the Trần Hưng Đạo. He's the king of Vietnam, defeated Chinese for 3 times. On that time, the 13th century. So go over there so we see everything there before you asking me something.
Okay.
Take a picture or if you want. And then after that I can answer you. They want to take a picture of all of you. Beautiful people. Thank you.
Gọi cho nó nói.
Còn có đủ phương tiện là.
It's very cool. Yeah, thank you so much. Hi.
Đang lập mời nó viếng trước cho mình.
Dạ không, để nó viết nó đọc lại trước rồi. Nó đọc lấy nó hỏi tôi là còn nhớ chứ. You read that?
I did, yeah.
Ông là hồi xưa ông là người Trung
Yeah,
Quốc, giáo sinh, ông người Thái,
Đến Việt Nam.
ông có đi 1 2 4 lần.
Yes, yeah.
Thăm viếng.
Yes, I'm a junior high school, so I'm 16, and then Mary over there, she's junior. We go to the same school.
come from Ohio. Yes. So what class are you guys in? What's the subject of the class?
We do there's a bunch of classes. It's
Oh, okay. So the whole
yeah, so
high school.
Yeah, high school. So it's not college yet.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
We still have all general math and
Oh, okay.
general science, general English.
So how long
history.
you guys stay here? Tomorrow? That's all.
Yeah, well, we're here most of the time.
Oh yeah.
1 week.
1 week around.
How did you guys find out about this
All around Los Angeles.
Oh, right.
This
There's a
area right here.
museum there.
how about the
been in the museum
general
there?
trends
Yeah, going to a museum. We were at the
we're here
beach one
as
day.
a big
Oh,
group
good.
to help the homeless just in general. We've gone
No
down
shop?
to Skid Row and we've gone to Hollywood. We're just helping the homeless, seeing what we can do.
Okay.
And then our main there. He's
You know the role?
you guys should learn a history class. So he's
Oh, okay.
because they're the main majority of
Okay, so
Vietnamese people here. He's if you want to help them, you should learn about their culture too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But did somebody suggest that you guys stopping by here? Or
Yeah. Well, what was his name? The lawyer.
Lawyer?
Yeah.
Juan?
What?
Juan?
Yeah.
Juan.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know his last name. He's a lawyer around here.
okay.
Yeah, and he's there's a really nice statue nearby. They'll be happy to tell you what's going on, what it's all
I
about.
remember that. I
And
think
so
So it sounds like a Luân Chen. He's a lawyer from Los Angeles area.
Yeah.
Is it Tall guy.
He's
5 years.
I'm trying to remember his last name.
He does a trend. T-R-A-N. No?
Olivia.
But it's sold.
What was the lawyer's name again?
Last name.
And then all the Vietnamese people here they wish to have the bigger. So we do buy bronze. This is by bronze.
Yeah, that's right.
It's nice that you guys decided to come here.
So all here by donated. All the people, Vietnamese people here. We try to build up here in order to the young generation.
The cultures are awesome.
Yeah.
Guys.
Có người nói tụi nó đi nó coi những cái di tích lịch sử và nó muốn biết thêm về lịch sử Việt Nam. Vâng. Có một luật sư nói là tới đây coi tượng Đức Thánh Trần.
Người Việt.
Vâng. Đây là Luân mà không biết là có thể Trần Kinh Luân, không biết có đúng không, có phải không? Không phải.
Long.
Mời mấy em bạn đứng đây để
Beautiful young lady first. Beautiful young lady first. The man in the back.
Yeah.
Are you the man in the back? Oh, you lady. I'm sorry. Stop that. Sorry.
Đoàn người lớn.
Nó đứng trước này. Everybody is standing in front. We expect the teacher. Yeah. Please, come on.
Hey. They're wanting another picture out front.
Another picture.
Hey guys, John. They want another picture.
Anh ơi,
Yeah.
anh Nhân à,
They would like another picture.
ông
Oh, hang on.
muốn thầy Phong muốn chụp cái hình trước này có đấy.
Oh, no, okay. You're not a photographer, I want a picture.
Come up, please. Take a picture.
Okay, we set up. Okay, we beautiful.
My customer.
Teach you all. Okay, something like this is the new local new. You want a picture and show up and do in the newspaper.
Yeah.
All the county paper.
Thank you very much. Yêu này.
Mời vô, mời vô, long mời vô đi.
Inside. You step inside. It's cool. You can look around and any questions you can ask. I hope the occasion will come in. Yeah. Yeah, he will do that.
Đường ngu đâu, ngu đâu.
Anh ngu rồi.
Đây có nè. Nghĩa đâu? Nghĩa.
Yeah.
Okay, now I would like to introduce a member of the board of directors, Trend Foundation. Okay, this is a group of people who organize first of all the statue of General Trend.
Là giúp nghiệp ở đây chụp kinh hoa.
We call it like a temple. Yeah, because like I explained earlier, in a Western country, we only worship God and nobody. The ancestors only something that we respect. But in the Oriental culture, people only worship their ancestor. So he's, General Trend, one of the ancestors. Although, we don't know if we are related to him or not. But we're talking about many centuries ago. So in the old day, even now, we heard some story of people who was really sick and they prayed to him, and they get away with that. And people who want to have kids for a long time, they don't have a kid, and they go to the temple and pray to him and get what they want. After when the doctor so many times couldn't get it, so people think that those are miracles. And it may be a coincidence, but when that happened to you, you tend to think that, well, I prayed to the guy, to that gentleman, that general, and I get what I wish. Okay, so that's why after many centuries now, people still worshiping him, and they still show him. We still have a temple. They established a temple here and there to recognize him. Okay, and here is we have. First of all, I'd like to introduce the chairman and the president of the board, Mr. Thomas Phan. He's the most respectful, because I guess his age. He's not too old, but in our culture, we respect people with their own age.
Just 83.
Yeah, and then next, I'd like to introduce the one who hold the money, the treasurer. He's the one that hold the checkbook. So,
What don't say about take your lunch?
And then Mr. Jatle, I think are you a secretary?
Yeah. No, secretary. You mean
okay? So you're
just a member.
You're just a member.
It's a member.
Yeah, and Mr. Bui, he's also a member. Mr. Trent, he's the same last name with the general, but I'm not sure if they are related. Marine. He's a former Marine officer from Vietnam, and he's the one that got your function in the board, on the board of director. Well, okay. Yes, and then this gentleman, Mr. Ngu, he's a former police officer. when we was in Vietnam, I'm not trying to see. That's not a very good idea, but over here he's a fan.
One word. He spent 17 years in prison camp.
Yeah,
And his wife spent 3 years in prison camp, including 2 children. Two children, 6 years old and 7 years old, in prison camp too.
But see, both Mr. Ngu and his wife, they are classmates from the police academy. So they are high-ranking officers. So when the police come, well, in case you guys don't know, in the communist country, police is the highest ranking. Police hold everything. Police, arrest people. So over here, police is only a function. But when they heard that you are police, wow. You in jail. The same thing like if you are a chauffeur. Over here, a driver is just a driver. It's just, but in their society, if you are a driver, you are spying on the government. You are spying on the prime minister. You are spying on everyone. So when they heard that you are a driver, wow, you are in. You should go to jail. Alright, so they have a different way of thinking, and they think that we have our system is the same like their system, but we are not. Mr. Ngu is so nice. I don't think he is that mean. But the enemy didn't think that way. So he's in jail. Okay. Going back to the history of General Trend. If you guys know that, Mongolian, they are a very strong force. They have invaded from all the way from Asia to Europe. Yeah. Wherever they go, they destroy people. They capture all the town they want. Anything that they want, they get it. But when they came to Vietnam at the time, 3 times they was defeated by General Trend. First time was in 1258. And the second time was in 1285, and the last one was in 1287. 3 times they came and they was defeated by General Trend. The second time, there's one of their princes, by the name Patwan. You guys get a copy of this and you can read more. The prince have to, when they was defeated by General Trend, the prince have to get himself inside a copper pipe to escape. He's staying there to escape, otherwise he will be killed. So that was a very humiliated for the king when his own son was defeated like that. So 2 years later, in 1287, which was in 1287, they came again to retaliate. But then the third time he was defeated by General Trend. And if you look at the weapon that he has back in the 12th, 13th century, it's not very sophisticated like what we see now.
So you have your whole kung fu.
And then especially when the Mongolian soldier, they came with the horse. And they have big horse, and they are very strong force. So with those kind of weapon, it's very difficult to defeat them. So there must be some strategy. There must be some trick. You have to develop that in order to win the strong enemy like that. So that is something about General Trend, and that's why after in the Vietnamese history, people worship him. He's a great man. So you guys can learn more when you're reading this. Any question?
Không có người nào.
Okay.
Cảm ơn.
Every year we take a day in I don't know how, but we set back a day the 20th of August on the calendar year. You guys may know by now that there's a Western calendar and there's a lunar calendar. Yeah, we take it on the 20th of August on the lunar calendar year as a day to celebrate him. Yeah, so that's how we have.
Anh rồi nói gì?
Trong đó bữa nay thì hội đồng quản trị rất hân hạnh để tiếp các cháu tuổi trẻ từ nước Mỹ và ông được phái đoàn tới viếng đền thờ Đức Thánh Trần và để tìm hiểu về cái tiểu sử của ngài. Rồi thay mặt hội đồng quản trị anh cảm ơn mọi người có mặt ở đây.
Chairman Fan saying that he wants to express his appreciation and the appreciation of the board of director to each and every one of you to come here this morning to learn about general trend. And it's our honor to have a chance to explain to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
What are some of the ways that you celebrate on the 20th? What are some of the ways that you celebrate on the 20th of August?
Okay.
General Trend?
When we was in Vietnam, we have a day off. That's a holiday.
Yeah.
Over here we don't have a holiday, but
4th of July.
Yeah, but
like that. But over there.
Over here, I think the way we do it, we celebrate. We select a weekend nearer that day. And we announce people that this weekend on Saturday or Sunday we have ceremony to honor General Trend, and people come and it's just an anniversary. Yeah, and we have a handful. We have like a couple hundred people come, and then usually we have the whole day. The event is a whole day event. We have some refreshment for people, and then we have the flag celebration out there in the morning at noon. So it's like a holiday, like a July 4th here. Okay. Yeah, it's not to a certain extent, but that's how we do it. On that day, if you came here that day, you will be surprised that you have like. Sometimes we had last year, this past time, we have 4 pig. The whole pig roast. Okay. Yeah, some people they want to show their appreciation to General Trend. I remember there was a couple that came over here and say that we went to visit his temple in Hanoi many years ago. We didn't have a kid, and now we have 2 kids. And then they bring the kid over, and there are all kind of people who want something they couldn't get it, and they pray to him, and they get it. So those people they don't spare any expense. When that day comes, they do their best to show their appreciation. So basically, we get donation from people who owe him a favor. Yeah.
Ông giới thiệu 2 ứng cử viên của mình.
Oh yeah, I was told that in the past, when before the election, the 2 candidates for California governor who came over here to worship him. I don't know if they pray to him or not, they pray to him or not, but they did that. They come here to visit and here to get some vote.
Do you have any question to us or introduce something? Or?
No, just to the group. Standing in front of you are men who fought with the South Vietnamese Army during the war in time, and have been granted the ability to come here and to live here in the community. You're standing in the largest community of Vietnamese outside of Vietnam in the whole world. And but they're here with a life story. If you have some questions you might want to ask of them of their coming here and what's it like to be here, or where their faith has played a part in their life, be free to ask that question. So.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are free to ask any question that you wanted to, unless the gentleman over there say you have to leave at a certain time. We don't have any restriction here. Okay, so.
Why is this a draw for Vietnamese people? Why is this so large of a community of Vietnamese people, or is there a reason why California was?
The reason, first thing I think about the weather. Very similar to my own life. Okay. First thing, and the refugee always try to stick together because we see lonely. We see lonely, so we have to stick together. So that's the reason I think. Yeah.
Well, another reason I can think of is, the city of Westminster in 1975 is an empty land. There was a lot of empty land. So
I've been here. Yeah, the time I've been here. I've been here in 1975. I'm a refugee from the Camp Pendleton. Very close to here, away to the San Diego. And if you be here, this area, about this street, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's empty. Nobody around here. That time, I remember I poured a gas 49 cents per gallon. And now you know how much now. 49 cents per gallon. I remember that. And 2, 3 o'clock here, empty, nobody here. And now you see, awesome. Yeah, that's why.
I remember I moved to California at the end of 1979. And when I get here, the Bolsa Avenue is there's only one grocery store. Only one. And, it's an empty field. The people from Orange County, they want to go to buy some Oriental grocery, they have to come here. That's only one store. So you don't see in the building over here like this now. So imagine that, if the city has empty land to attract people, I think that was the reason why the Vietnamese came over here.
And you know why they call it Orange County? You don't know. All here around here before orange, the row up the orange, all of them. And now over this street here, the nursery, the Japanese nursery, all.
Do you guys travel back to Vietnam often?
Just one. I've been there once, but I don't like communists there, so that's why I don't be back there many. Just one. Yeah.
You still have family though that?
No, I'm lucky. No, my family there. Yeah, I'm lucky. Yeah, all family here. Yeah.
Nói mỗi tháng mình trồng cờ, mời nó đến đây thì biết.
Oh, no, mình chỉ còn tiểu ăn.
I have a question about being in the concentration camps. What were some of the, if you could ask him, what were some of the, what were some of the biggest challenges through that time, and what helped you get through that time?
Anh nói gì? Nó hỏi là hồi xưa anh ở mình trong trại tù đó, cải tạo thì như thế anh nghĩ thế nào về cái trại tù cải tạo? Bây giờ em biết cái sơ của
cái chỗ đó là chỗ mà để nó bốt con người, rồi để mà nó hành hạ con người, chứ không thể gọi là chỉ cải tạo được. Tôi viết đó là cái điều.
Okay, first of all, he said that is a place to imprison people, to a place to retaliate. What they call it a re-educational camp, but it's not. There's no education there. It's just a retaliation and imprisoning people.
Cái điều hân hạnh của tôi là người được nằm cái xà lim ở tại Hilton Hotel cùng xà lim số 4 với của Roman Camp.
He said it was an honor for him. When he was in jail, he stayed at the same jail place, what they call Hanoi Hilton, when Senator John McCain stayed there, the same place. So
Hilton Hotel.
Hilton Hotel.
Did he also eventually escape like his family, or was he eventually released?
He was released.
He was released
after 17 years.
Not that short, huh? This is another guy I want to do to you about this guy in the prison camp too. And
Okay.
He's been there about 10 years, I think.
I was a former captain, psychology officer. I spent 10 years in prison camp. I know the story to American. Over 100 years ago, we have the war north and the south. Okay, when the war ended, General Grant and General Lee together, hand together, and the south, north and the south together. But my country, we have same the war, north and south. But when the communists took over, they put all the officers, all in the south, into prison camp. Take revenge. That's very hard we spent in the jungle. 10 years in jungle, we work hard. and 30% die because exhaust, no food. I can answer you.
A German fan want to explain that he said that among his member of the director, most of them they are prisoner in Vietnam, except for Mr. Love.
I'm lucky. I'm Air Force.
Yeah, that's why he had the money.
I'm the Air Force show.
Any other question that we can entertain you guys?
Any question more?
Well, if not, then you're welcome to hang around and see, look for some little thing.
What do you go and have? This?
We're not sure.
You're not sure?
The leaders know, but we
Oh no, leader. Your leader take your lunch.
Thank you so much for
Again, thank you again. Nice to see all of you here. The beautiful lady, the man is handsome. So I would like you back here again when you university.
Okay.
You learn some more about that. Yeah.
Bây giờ có thể để mời mấy cháu đứng thêm vô đây để mình chụp cái hình trước mặt.
Có nhiều. Okay, đầy đủ rồi. Okay, thank you again. Thank you. Thank you, the brother.
Yes.
Thank you very much for taking care of them and take them over there for us to see them. You have your car or something in the hand?
I do.
Cảm ơn ông.
she's
Excuse me, you live Ohio?
yeah, we're all from Ohio. In camp.
What city?
Okay.
Columbus area.
So she's not going to
I live in
She's graduated this year and she's on
Okay. I've been to Cleveland
from
many times.
1985 to
she's on her way to graduate.
Wow.
Too much snow.
Yeah, okay. It's a lot different.
That's why,
Maybe.
yeah,
my daughter went over there.
But I like.
About 10 years ago.
I like that.
Really? That's so cool.
Special this summer.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter went over there and then they sent her to meeting school. Institute in Monterey.
Oh yeah.
What kind of the tree? They change the color.
They plant her in
Yeah, in the fall.
Oh really?
now in the Middle East.
That's amazing. So cool. Oh man.
Yeah, how would we say thank you in Vietnamese?
Yeah, I remember that's the tree.
Apple tree. Apple and all the most of the trees there. All beautiful colors. The reds.
Yeah.
Cultural experiences for them here in California.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So that's what I do.
Yeah. Please help for them interesting about us.
Come on.
Thank you. Cảm ơn. Nói tiếng Việt cảm ơn đó.
All right.
Okay, are you ready?
What did you Vietnamese language?
I've been to Vietnam 4 times.
Oh, lát rồi.
So I learned a few words. Come on.
You to be
Sing Chao.
in the service, like the Navy, Air Force, Marine?
No, I was in college during
Oh,
the
the
war.
college. Okay.
So I missed that kind of experience, but many of my peers did.
So how many years and how many months in Vietnam?
4 times since 2006. That's my
Together, how many months together?
Together, that would be 4, 8 weeks, 2 months. 2 months.
Too short.
Yeah, I know. But we didn't go as tourists. We spent time with the people and lived with the people.
Not the other way we Vietnamese language quickly.
Well, some, yes. I think most spoke some English. So I didn't have to learn a lot, but I learned the cordial words.
Some like the exchange student?
I brought teachers. I brought teachers who help the teachers of English with their English.
Quý khán giả đang theo dõi chương trình Văn hóa Nhân bản là Việt. Đây là một cựu chiến binh người Mỹ. Trong ngày hôm nay, ông đưa học sinh của mình đến viếng đền Đức Thánh Trần trên đại lộ Bolsa Ave để cho các học sinh tìm hiểu về văn hóa và cái truyền thống của người Việt. Và chúng tôi đã nhờ anh Phát Lưu là người phiên dịch để anh Phát Lưu truyền đạt lại bằng tiếng Việt để cho quý khán giả trong và ngoài nước có thể hiểu rõ hơn. Và xin ông vui lòng cho quý khán giả đang theo dõi chương trình được biết là lý do tại sao giáo sư biết được là đền Đức Thánh Trần ở chỗ này để đưa học sinh đến viếng.
She says, she's wonder how did you know you come over here and bring students, and what the reason? And she says she used to be the Vietnam veteran. I don't know if that's true or not.
No, I know.
Okay,
I have been to Vietnam 4 times, but I was not a veteran in the war. No, I was in college during those years. But I'm retired, and I have had the opportunity to travel much in our world, and I know that the young generation here in America have very little knowledge of, they have head knowledge but no heart understanding of people in our world. And so I decided to organize tours to bring people to engage the various cultures here in Southern California. And I met a man who was an insurance agent just down the street here at Pulp Street Insurance, and I said, would you meet with our young people I'm bringing? And he brought us here. That's how I first met you, this location. And I've been bringing groups here now for the last 6 years, and they have a whole new understanding of what it means to be an immigrant into a country and have to flee your country and to establish a whole new life, because they have no experience of that, and they understand the role and place of hope in a person's life. And
thưa quý vị và các bạn, thì ông ấy nói là ông xác nhận là ông không phải là cựu chiến binh, nhưng mà ông ấy là một người mà nghĩa là giống như là kiểu như là giáo sư hay là giáo viên, hoặc là một người muốn trao đổi văn hóa giữa Việt Nam và Mỹ. Thì hiện tại bây giờ ông, cái nhiệm vụ của ông là gì? Muốn được cho thế hệ trẻ để biết cái chiến tranh Việt Nam như thế nào và ra làm sao. Đó là cái chính của ông, bảo giờ tuổi trẻ Mỹ nó hiểu về chiến tranh Việt Nam rất là mờ. Tôi xin tạm gọi như vậy. But anyway, I would like to let you know about her.
Okay.
She used to be in prison in Vietnam. She used to be the captain in the communist, but she anti the communist, anti-regime, anti-philosophy, anti-everything.
Yes.
But finally, after a few years in prison, and with the U.S. government, help her bring her over here. So she still learn English, but we respect her and we like her a lot.
Honor you.
Thì ông nói là ông ấy rất là vui, mà ông cũng buồn là cô đã ở trong nhà tù. Đó, thì tôi chỉ vắn tắt về cái ý chính là như vậy thôi.
Dạ thưa giáo sư có thể vui lòng cho quý khán giả đang theo dõi chương trình được biết là giáo sư đang giảng dạy ở trường nào, và giáo sư và học sinh của giáo sư từ tiểu bang nào tới đây?
As he says, teacher or professor, what school do you teach, and what state are you came from?
And well, I was born and raised in Washington State, in eastern Washington, and then I went to school in Seattle. But for 20 years, I worked with high school students in the public schools, and then I went to work as a businessman in strategic planning. And I have taught in universities in strategic planning before, but I have not been a professor of a university as such.
Ông ta nói rằng là ông ta bây giờ thì không phải là giáo sư nữa, hồi xưa thì có, nhưng bây giờ thì ông ấy là cái vai trò của ông ấy là cái vai trò mà làm tình nguyện và giải thích cho thế hệ trẻ để biết cái văn hóa Việt Nam, chính là chiến tranh Việt Nam như thế nào. Tôi xin vắn tắt để mà góp ý với cô như vậy.
Dạ, cảm ơn những cái lời giải thích của ông, và nhân đây vì có là sự giới thiệu của anh Phát Lưu nên tôi có lời cảm ơn giáo sư về việc mà giáo sư đã quan tâm đến trường hợp của tôi ở trong nhà tù của Cộng sản.
She says she appreciated it. You understand? She used to be in the prison, and he said he's sorry. She's very happy when you're here.
You're here,
and that I can say very short.
Well, I'm glad that you're here, and I know that I seek to bring hope to people who in their context have no hope. And I know there is a God who cares and loves and knows you, and He's with us, and I'm grateful for that.
Ông ta thì nói thì ông ta rất là cảm xúc ở đất Mỹ này. Đó là cái mà ông muốn tất cả mọi người giống như là như Việt Nam, giống như là ở bên Mỹ.
Thưa ông, Việt Nam no freedom now, Việt Nam no human rights. Nhưng mà chúng tôi không sợ nhà tù Cộng sản, bởi vì chúng tôi biết rằng chúng tôi làm đúng và được nhân dân thế giới văn minh ủng hộ.
She says she's not afraid, and also Vietnamese people in Vietnam not afraid because they thought they did the right thing.
Right.
Of course, the whole world will support them.
Yes.
And that's all I can say.
And me too.
Ông nói là ông cũng như ông cũng có cái cảm tưởng giống như vậy, tức là support của Việt Nam.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Tôi cảm ơn cô, tôi cảm ơn tất cả quý vị.
Yeah, cảm ơn anh Phát Lưu.
It was like the final words.
I have a niece who was adopted from Vietnam.
Oh, really?
So my sister went back 2 times to Vietnam to show her to her mother.
Oh, real mother?
Her real mother. And so she can know her Vietnamese mom and her American mom. And we now are friends on Facebook, so we can communicate.
So did your relative
No, I'm sorry. I should show you a picture because she is very, very beautiful. My niece, but it's all Vietnamese. It's not American, but
you know the actress Jolie?
Angelina Jolie. Yeah.
And also the priest, and they adopt one son over there and
Yes.
they brought over here.
Maddox.
Yeah. So they look like going to take a picture of
Yeah, thank you.